Today is Tuesday the 23rd, and we are 26 days out from Ironman California. Honestly, I cannot believe how fast this prep actually went. Not wishing I had more time or anything like that, but it honestly flew by. It's crazy to be thinking in a few weeks I'll be racing. We've really been prepping all year for this race, so obviously excited to get out there and race. I think that we have pretty much done everything we possibly could have done in this prep to make progress. A few short weeks, we will put that to the test. We really got maybe a little over 3 hard weeks left of pushing fitness, and really our tapering is into race week. We don't really taper much, and even during race week we still keep intensity pretty high comparatively to when I was prepping on my own, doing training peaks plans. That seemed to be a way bigger taper than I do nowadays. So this morning we have a hour and 15-minute ride. We are going to do it inside right here. I was able to get my bike fixed, got the stripped bolts out, stripped screws out, and we are functional again, so that is a good sign. So I will have a good aero position today. Intensity is not too high for today's workout. I believe the workout is an hour and 15 minutes. Let me take a look at it real quick. The workout is called Maintain RPM Endurance Ride. So really just focusing on a specific RPM and holding at. We got a 14-minute warm up, and then we got a little 30-second on, 30-second off. Then we ramp 165, 171, 176, 182. It's like 4 minutes, 165, 3 minutes, 171, 2 minutes, 176, 1 minute, 182. It's like a warm up also. Then we do that again. Easy endurance ride where we're ramping up, but we're holding the RPMs, and the power is pretty low. It's just an endurance ride. So 25 miles in the books. Hour and 12 minutes. I believe my watts was around 160. Pretty good. Not gonna lie, my legs aren't sore, but I feel like I'm lacking a little bit of pop from the massive amount of volume this weekend. So makes sense why we had a pretty easy ride today, just getting those legs fired back up and ready for a big week. So crank that workout out, and then we have a 30-minute run after this, and that'll be it for today. Might hop in the pool for a bit, but primarily filming something for a company for UGC work. So overall, solid ride. It's about 2 o'clock right now. We are heading to my office, crank out some work, then we'll crank out the run. Pretty easy Tuesday. Tomorrow we have a bigger bike ride to do, but in the meantime, pretty much just aerobic. Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day if I was at rock bottom, no confidence, just ground zero, what are the things that I would do in order to build belief and confidence back up into someone, into myself in this example? And the answer I gave was actually pretty clear, and it's just something that I've kind of always lived my life by. I think I've heard it enough times from successful entrepreneurs, business people, athletes, but it's just this concept of building momentum. I believe that momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the world, and that could be taken in a positive way and a negative way. I'm speaking, of course, positively in this example, but I want to preface by saying it definitely works in a negative way too. If you're always thinking negatively, then negative things are going to happen to you. But what I mean in this example is very simple. If you're at rock bottom, what are the basic things that you can do to start building momentum? It could be as simple as waking up at a certain time and actually waking up at that time. It could be as simple as waking up and making your bed and keeping your promise on that, making sure that you make your bed every single day. That's little things that start to build momentum. So I would start there. Start with the little daily tasks that are repeatable, that you can, fulfill day after day. Keep your promises on those, build momentum that way. And that starts the whole process. That is a good start. And then you can build up from there. You can move it into, physical activities, going for a run, going for a 1 mile run, going for a 2 mile run, going for a 5 mile run, and actually doing it. And that sense of accomplishment of achieving what you say you're going to do, it starts to build that momentum in a positive way. And it also starts to build confidence in yourself as well. If you are saying you're going to do something, especially physically, and you do it, you've just earned yourself trust in yourself. And that is a powerful force. And that's the exact momentum that you need to build a successful business, train for an Ironman, anything that you're trying to do in life. It requires momentum, confidence, and action. That would be the number one piece of advice that I would give. So right now we are making a quick pit stop at a printing place. These guys print my logos on my tri-suit, and they are absolutely the best. And so I'm taking in my new tri-suit, new black Roca tri-suit for Ironman California. We're going to put the same logo I had for Oregon, put that on this one. And yeah, about to drop it off. Right now we're gonna try the new Cadence gel that's inside this dope bag. If you keep up with Cadence, you know that this product has been in the works for well over a year. So we're gonna give it a try. It's a natural flavored gel. It's a 1 to 0.8 glucose to fructose ratio. If you don't know anything about that, basically science has shown that a couple years back that your body can actually digest glucose and fructose separately. Meaning back in the day, they thought that your body can only really uptake about 60 to 90 grams of carbs per hour. And that was true back then, but what they found out that you can actually take a concoction of glucose and fructose and your body separates the two, so you're actually able to get more carbs in per hour. So this has the perfect ratio. And what's also super important too is what I learned from the world champ Sam Laidlow is that you gotta treat fuel as food and hydration as hydration. Sometimes when you mix too much water with too much carbs, your body will actually start to get a little bit confused and mix and not know the difference between food and hydration. And you can actually waste a lot of carbs this way. So it's important to separate food and hydration. So we're gonna be testing these gels, and I'm super stoked about it. So this is literally my first try right here. Let's go. Whoa, that's really good. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be thicker. Literally just tastes like a agave, very subtle sugary taste. Nothing too crazy. That's so good. I was expecting more of like a Morton, where it has that like really thick consistency, but that shit is weird. I don't like that. This is way better. It's more liquidy, tastes really good, goes down super easy. Damn, it's like a 9.5 out of 10. You can really tell that every product that Cadence puts out, you can just tell how much work went into it, refining the taste, the product packaging, the marketing, everything. I mean, Cadence is on a rocket ship right now, so highly recommend. Try these. They're coming out, I think, this week or next week. 3.6 miles, 133 heart rate. Good work, body feels good. I'm gonna lift a little bit, just get a little quick pump, and then I head home. What's up, guys? It is Wednesday. Just finished my swim. Supposed to have a bike today, but I think I'm gonna flip-flop the bike and the run just because I'm heading to the office right now. My bike is at home, and logistically it's just gonna be a nightmare. So I'd prefer just to run on the treadmill when I get to work, and I'll crank out a bike tomorrow. Either way, I'm gonna get it done. Either it's the bike or the run. But today was a recovery swim. My back is kind of stiff. It's really hot today. I don't know, I'm complaining about nothing. It was a really good swim. Mostly it was just like drills and stuff, so the footage I did get, I was with the paddles and fins. Something I've really been loving lately is when we are doing paddle work, I'll throw on fins too. When you have the paddles on, obviously you're getting a stronger pull. But when you throw on the fins as well, I just feel like I'm able to really just feel like the maximal stretch in the hands and the feet and really just like grip the water. Something that I have been really loving when I throw on the paddles. Overall, really good swim. I'm gonna eat a chicken bowl and then we will crank out this run. All right, so we decided to get on the bike just because I don't want to bike back to back days. So today's workout looks like a 15-minute warm-up, 2-minute recovery, 4 by 30 seconds on, 245 watts, 30-second recovery, 2-minute break, 20 minutes, 190 watts, 30 minutes, 205 watts. Oh my God, back to back. 20 minutes, 190 watts, 30 minutes, 205 watts, 15 minutes, 215 watts, 12-minute cool down. That's the main block, right? All right, just finished the ride, hour and 30 minutes. That main set was pretty hard. It was broken up into 3 blocks, but it was really just one main set. We had 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes building power. 20 minutes we held 193, 30 minutes 210, 15 minutes 232. It's a solid effort. It's exactly where I need to be. So Thursday morning, we are heading to do our solo workout of the day. It's an 8.8 mile run. We're gonna do it outside. It's a nice overcast morning, not too hot. So I figured it would be a nice little morning run. I believe for the main working sets we have 4x1K and 4x800, and we're gonna be moving at about a 6-minute pace for the 4x1Ks. It's been a minute since I've tested those paces outside, so it should be interesting to see what that looks like, but I don't suspect anything to be not surprising. It should be a pretty easy effort. It's only 8 miles. Basically just gonna be hitting my normal loop that I do, and that'll be pretty much 8 miles. Top of the morning as well, I'm always craving caffeine, and Cadence has dropped one of the dopest products I think I have ever seen. Something that solves a big issue for me, which is, I know I should be hydrating in the morning, but the first thing I always crave is caffeine. So what they've done is they've created a Race 500 can, which has 500 milligrams of sodium, but it also has the caffeine, has 120 milligrams of caffeine. So this is like a perfect like morning pre-workout coffee that is going to give you the caffeine that you're looking for, but it's also going to give you the electrolytes that you need for the workout, which is a game changer. So, crack one of these. Let's go.
Of the item itself, you can go to the Canyon Germany site.
Okay.
And right there, you can just put in the search bar Speed Max Kit.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, if I get a Canyon, I need that angled spacer, and they only have it out of America, not in America. So I gotta hit up some out of country homies to see if I could send it there. Mile and a half warm up, and then we get into the main sets. Let's go. Feels good outside. All right, first round coming up. All right, here we go. All right, first round was a 6:09. Started off a little uphill, and then got confused about the round too, so that set got extended. So right where I should be. I ain't starting this fucking next set though. Uphill, that's bullshit. All right, round 2. Let's go. Round 2, 6 minutes. That's where I want to be. All right, round 3. Round 3, 5:57. Oh, that was hard. All right, last round. I don't think it's gonna be in the 5s. That was too fast. There we go. Round 4, 6:03. Oh. All right, next up we have the 800s, 4x800. I'm gonna hold on to the same pace. If I have 5s in me, then awesome. If I don't, no big deal. Let's go. Ending of the last set, but 5:55. I guess I do have 5s in me. Round 2 coming up. Round 2, 5:57. Oh. All right, feel a little bit of fatigue fitting. Feel a little bit of fatigue setting in. Round 3. This one's gonna suck. Round 3, 5:59. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Round 4. Ah. 5:58. Let's go. Oh. Oh. All right. Apparently we had 200s in there. Holy shit. I was not ready for that. So we got 4x200s, I guess. First round, 5:43. All right, round 2. 200 is pretty easy. It's just like a sprint. Let's go. Round 2, 5:20. Round 3. $5:23. $5:23. Round 3, 5:23. Last round. Round 4, 5:17. All right, solid effort on that workout. I think I hit every number or faster, which is good. You know, we did it outside, which tells me we translated over from the treadmill. We have a mile cool down right now, half a mile left. And that's a wrap. There was a couple little moments in that workout where I guess I just didn't read the workout good enough. One was one hard set before the 1Ks, and then after I finished the 800s, I thought I was done, and I went straight into 200s. And I didn't see that either. So, kind of kept me on my toes a little bit, but it's all good. It's not like we missed anything. So we got supposed to hold between a 6:01 and a 6:08 pace. So we've got 6:10, 6:01, 5:57, 6:04. So the only miss was 6:10, and that was where I said that there was an extra little set in there that I didn't know or see. So it kind of bled into that first round. So I wouldn't even really say that was a miss on that first round. And then we went into 4x800s. We were supposed to hold 5:57 to 6:08, and we've got 5:55, 5:57, 6 minutes, and 5:58. All spot on. Then, surprise, surprise, we have 200s, 4x200s, didn't know that. And we were supposed to hold 5:26 to 5:41. And we got 5:39, 5:24, 5:24, and 5:20. which is weird because on my watch I saw 5:17. But regardless, smashed those numbers and felt really good. So that's a wrap on the run. Like I said, man, I'm heading into this Ironman with a lot of confidence on the run. The only thing is we got to be fresh coming off the bike to have a good run, or else it's just survival mode. So we don't want to be in survival mode heading into the marathon. We want to have fresh legs so that we can throw down on the marathon and see what kind of PR we should hit. So pretty stoked about it. Stoked about that workout. And yeah, we are ready to go. So alright guys, a little recap on the weekend so far. It has been a pretty good weekend. Not gonna lie, I have been feeling a little bit exhausted over the past couple of weeks. I think it's pretty typical for me once we're getting pretty close to Ironman. So I get to a point where I just start to get over the training. I just start to get to a point where my body's just over it and needs a little bit of break. And I feel like we might be getting there. It's been a long year. It's definitely the most active I have ever been as far as races and volume, things like that. So it's been a it's been a pretty busy year, and I'm just ready to get to race day at this point. But yesterday we knocked out 3.5 hours on the bike. It was about 70 miles, and then we hopped into a 30-minute aerobic run, cranked out 3 miles, and then we finished off the night with some swimming. And it was back-to-back swim days. Friday was a pretty big swim. It was about 4,200 yards of work. And then we went straight into another swim the next day. And to be honest, my body was kind of beat up a little bit. My arms were pretty fatigued, shoulders were fatigued, lats, a little bit of fatigue. And so it's been a big volume week for swimming. We've got about 12,000 yards in this week. So understandably, I'm a little bit sore. My legs feel pretty good, pretty fresh. We had a pretty good effort yesterday on the bike. It was a lot of race paces. 2 by 30 minutes at 195 watts. And 3 by 15 minutes at between 215 to 225 watts. And we put in really good efforts for that too. In those sets, the 2 by 30 minutes heart rate was between 140 to 145, and the 3 by 15 minutes. The efforts were really solid for the sets. For the 2 by 30 minutes at 195 watts, my heart rate was anywhere between 140 to 145. And then for the working sets, 3 by 15 minutes at 215, 230 watts, my heart rate was between 150 to 155. So that tells me that is like my race range, 195 to 215, 220. I would be happy if I had an Ironman at 200 watts. I'm pretty light right now, so to hold 200 plus watts for an Ironman, it's pretty impressive for my standards. And I think it would put me in a really good position to have a solid time at Ironman California. I don't even want to like compare my last Ironman California in 2023, 2 years ago, because it's like night and day difference between the 2 years. But I think it is a good perspective. I believe on the bike in Ironman California in 2023, I had a 5 hour and 59 minute day, and I believe my average watts for the bike portion was 136 watts. Like, just like crazy. And now I'm expected to hold between 200 and 220 just in 2 years. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see the improvements. And we're hoping for like a 450 bike split this year. So we'll need to be cranking. We'll need to be putting power down. We'll need to be We'll need to be as aero as possible. And that'll put us in a good position to be over an hour faster, which is pretty cool. So that's the plan for Ironman California. Today, what we have on the schedule is our last big marathon run. We are going to run 20 miles. So we got 20 miles on the schedule. 20 miles done. 3 miles easy. 5 rounds of 1 mile at 7:30. 2 miles at 7 minutes. Repeat for all 5 rounds in a row. Then 2 miles easy. So we've got 3 mile blocks times 5. That's 15 miles. We've got a 3 mile warm up, 16, 17, 18, and then a 2 mile cool down. So 7 to 7:30, that is going to be my Ironman pace. That is going to put me anywhere between 310 to 320, I believe, for the marathon. We've literally been training way faster than that, 650s, 640s. So I think it is probably going to be smart to try and hit those numbers conservatively today to see if I feel great or if I feel like shit. So I think if I were to hit those numbers in a conservative way, I think that it just gives me a good understanding of how difficult this marathon truly will be, and whether or not I could push a little bit harder or not. So we'll stick to those numbers to a T today, and we'll do this run outside, and it'll be a good day. So now I'm picking up a little bit of snacks, a little bit of breakfast for my girlfriend, and then I will go crank this run out. Let's go. All right, here we go again. All right, so we got 3 miles easy warm up, and then we got 5 by 1 mile 7:30, 2 miles 7, 5 rounds. All right, we're coming up on mile 3. Holding between like 8:20 to 8:30 for the warm-up. And a little correction on the workout. We got 1 mile, 7:30, 2 miles, 7 minutes, repeat 5 times. Why I'm always starting these sets uphill. Mile 3, 8:17. Now we go into set 1. 1 mile, 7:30. All right, that mile was 7:23. Now we speed it up to 7 for the next 2. Next mile, 6:53. Since I don't have rest, these 7:30 miles, I need to be right on or no faster, because this is my recovery. All right, second recovery mile, 7:28, closer to that 7:30. Let's go. All right, next mile, 6:46. I'm not trying to run any faster. I think my legs are just opening up a little bit. Last mile, round 2, 6:50. Let's go. Round 3. 9 miles in. 3 rounds to go. Let's go. All right, third round. Warm up was 7:47. And first working mile, 6:51. All right. Last mile, 6:48. I'm gonna fill up, start round 4. All right, we're back. Round 4, recovery mile, 7:30. All right, 7:33. Round 4, let's go. Next mile, 6:46. One more. Last mile, round 4, 6:53. One more round. Come on. All right, this is it right here. Let's go. Feels like I got a blister on my foot. Mile 17, 6:49. Last mile, let's go. Oh my God, yes. Fuck yes. Ah. Ah. 6:59. Oh, I barely made it. Ah. That was hard. That last one was hard. Both hamstrings were pulling. Oh, that was tough. 2 mile cool down, and that'll get me to 20. Oh, let's go. Come on. Oh. That wraps up 20 miles and another week in the books. Man, I can officially say I think we're Ironman ready. After that run, I think we're ready. We ran 20 miles at a 7:25 pace. There was a 3-mile warm-up and a 2-mile cool down. So a 7:25 overall, including those warm-ups and warm downs. We're moving, man. 2 hours, 28 minutes. The way the workout worked was 5 rounds in a row, 1 mile at 7:30, 2 miles at 7. Now, I quickly realized that there was no rest, so I treated the 1 mile as my recovery. So after the first round, I realized I went fast on the 1 mile and I went fast on the 2 miles. So I figured I need to recover on the 1 mile. I need to be right at 7:30 or even a little slower. I'll take that as long as I hit the 2 mile working sets. So this is the way it broke down. 3 mile warm up. First mile 8:23, second mile 8:33, third mile 8:17. And then we get to the working sets. First round 7:25, then the 2 miles 6:54, 6:54. Then we go into the second round, 1 mile 7:28, then the 2 miles 6:46, 6:51. Third round 7:48, so a little slower than the 7:30, which was fine. To the 2 miles 6:51 and 6:48. Then we go into set 4, 7:35, so just 5 seconds off, not bad. 6:46, 6:53. Then to round 5, 7:52. Started feeling pulling in my hamstring, but 7:52, it's whatever. Then we've got 6:50 and 6:59 for mile 18. And then cool down 8:23 and 8:03. So altogether, 7:25. Let's see if I can figure out. If what my actual work was. If I were to run a 7-minute and 25-second pace for a marathon, what would my total time be in the marathon? Just give me the number.
3 hours, 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
That's crazy. So I've got a low 3-hour marathon in me. Now, I don't know if that is Ironman marathon in me, but I mean, after the week we've had, I'm running on fatigued legs and I'm not even fresh, and I just pulled the 7:25. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see in about 20-ish days, but I'll tell you what, I'm excited. I'm excited to push my body. I'm excited to see what we're made of. And I'm just excited to kind of just showcase all the hard work I've put in. It's really all it is. It's just a lot of consistency, a lot of dedication, and it really just leads to one day where I get to just prove to myself that you've worked hard for this and you can push your body to new limits that you didn't even think was possible. So hey Grok, how many days until October 19th?
21 days.
So we're officially 21 days out, 3 weeks on the dot. So we've got 2 hard weeks left, and then we taper. We head into race week, so it's crazy. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the support. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you guys support me, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you're going to be in Ironman California, I can't wait to meet you guys. And I know everybody who may be training for their first Ironman or a race, you guys are all working your ass off. So I definitely give everybody props who's putting in the work. At the end of the day, nobody cares about your time. Everybody's just focused on their own life. So keep working hard. Keep proving yourself that you can be better every single day. With that being said, that is a wrap on this video. See you guys next week. Peace.